Live from inside the gym at Leominster High School, we welcome you to another edition of high school basketball here on RFM. Happy to have you along with us courtside for doubleheader action. It's Rivalry basketball renewed right here on the hardwood tonight from inside the gym at Leominster High School. It's Fitchburg and Leominster. The girls take center stage first. The boys will follow at approximately 7 o'clock. We'll have two-stream action for you tonight. We'll start first with this stream for girls basketball, and then just a little while from now, we will have the stream coming up with the boys action again beginning somewhere around 7 o'clock. We would welcome you to our courtside broadcast position, but we're experiencing some technical difficulties on our courtside camera, so we'll just take a look at the action that we are seeing right now from our courtside broadcast position. Out in front of us, of course, the warm-ups between the two teams that are going on out there right now. Leominster's girls come in with a 5-7 overall record, 2-4 in mid-watch A. Leominster coming off of a bounce-back win over Algonquin, a 57-55 win last Friday night. Meanwhile, Fitchburg's girls begin with a 3-10 overall record tonight. They're 1-5 in mid-watch B action. Fitchburg having a rough go of it, picked up a couple of wins over the last couple of weeks. Their game on Thursday, the 30th of last week, a 43-32 loss against Marlborough, and that's where these two teams come into action tonight. Todd Robbins alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins here from our courtside broadcast position. And of course, Bill Thomas, this is the type of action that we wait for here. Fitchburg and Leominster girls, the big community action, boys and girls doubleheader tonight. There is nothing better than doubleheader basketball. We get it twice a year. We missed it around the holiday, but we got it tonight.
And Todd, you know as well as I do that the gym will be rocking tonight. It's already filling up, and it's nice to see the girls get some recognition because they always seem to play second fiddle. But both games expecting a packed house here tonight, and I'm expecting a great matchup, although the records don't really reflect the two teams, I think. But ability-wise, I think we're going to see a much closer game, and we know what the rivalry brings to these two schools, and I don't care what the records are. You throw the records out when these two schools get together and it's game on.
And Billy, the last time these two teams got together, fairly high-scoring affair for both teams. Early on in the season for Leominster and Fitchburg, in their first time out, it was just 2 days before Christmas, right smack dab at the beginning of Christmas break, in a very difficult way to start off your season. Fitchburg scoring 43 in that one, and Leominster victorious in that one, 54-43. And we're going to see yet again another back-and-forth, very close matchup between these two teams. I think in earnest because of how much hype and how much excitement there is surrounding this game. By the time they get to fourth quarter, I'm going to be very interested to see which of these teams has their legs under them and can take across the finish line late in the game.
Well, you know, a lot of that leg action is going to come from the energy from the crowd. We've seen it here before. You know, we have the student sections cordoned off, and we're going to be right in the middle of it tonight. But, yeah, the girls have had, on the Fitchburg side, have had a rough go at it. You know, they started out 1-9. They seem to have gotten on track to the last three games, going 2-1. But that one game was against Algonquin, and we know that Algonquin can play tough. And as far as common opponents, they've got a couple of common opponents, and scores have been similar. Fitchburg has just not been able to go over that hump. But once again, their last three games, they've found a way to score. They've gone 2-1 in their last three. A couple of common opponents. Westboro they beat. We also beat in Westboro. They lost to Marlborough. This is Fitchburg did last Thursday, and we also lost to Marlborough. So you look at some of the common opponents. Westboro's another one you can toss in there that we both have wins over, and that's one of Fitchburg's recent wins is against Westboro. So I'm expecting a very competitive game, even though the records don't match quite up.
Did it to myself there, Billy. As we welcome you to our courtside broadcast position, as Billy and Kate have been telling you, in my conversation with Fitchburg head coach Paul DiGeronimo, what he noted about this team in Fitchburg is they continue to get better each and every basketball game, and he really feels like over the last, couple of games, they've started to string it together. It will be interesting to see how they come out and play tonight. Again, as Billy and Kate were mentioning moments ago, this was a game that occurred earlier in December, 54-43, the final score in that meeting, a Leominster victory between these two teams. But regardless, in this girls' game tonight, it's a game that both teams sorely need. For Fitchburg, they're looking to play spoiler. They want to continue to improve and get better. Meanwhile, on the other side, for Leominster, they need this basketball game, and everyone there on out until they find their way to 5 more victories down the home stretch to qualify with 10 wins for postseason action. So that's kind of the backdrop for this first of 2 games. Again, right here on Rivalry Family Media, at Media Rivalry on Facebook is where you can find the game live. YouTube will have the action for you coming up on demand tomorrow. All that to come, plus boys action coming up with an approximately 7 o'clock tip-off right here live on Facebook Live on RFM. Billy, Kate, and I will have all the action for you over 2 games tonight. We're with you for the next 4 hours. Pop your video up, whether it's on your smart-enabled device,
Screencast.
out there on your screencast out there, Roku-enabled devices across the Twin Cities. We welcome your audience here all over Twin City action tonight. The gym is going to be rocking for 2 straight games coming up tonight. Introduction going on now, national anthem to follow, and tip-off here of Leominster and Fitchburg girls action when we continue. This is RFM. And with that, we're set for basketball in our first of 2 games here courtside at the gym at Leominster High School. Should be a fantastic night. Girls up first, boys to follow, Fitchburg and Leominster doubleheader. And a great crowd starting to file in, and you still have time to come on down and be a part of it here inside the gym at Leominster High School. Looking forward to eventually being enveloped here on the opposite side, as we always are each and every time these two teams.
You know how much I like people.
Gets together.
I get prickly around
here
people.
at our courtside broadcast position. Always exciting. Again, so many ways to play in this proximity.
I'll stake out the whole section for you, Kate.
So I brought the antisocial kid to the social function. So bad.
Here we go.
It's going to be high energy in here all night long. I hope you guys are ready for a marathon.
As ready will be. The hardwood edition of this rivalry gets set to tip off. Faith Akachiri for Leominster against Mia Cavins. The tip won by Leominster. Akachiri's tip off right to Grace Adams. Pops off a 3, won't go. Held ball on the long rebound. Favors Fitchburg, and right away we get a flip of possession.
It's one way to turn the ball over.
Indeed it is. Leominster starting 5 tonight. Skylar Finnegan and Grace Adams play the guard spots. Isabella Nevard, the freshman, takes the center spot. The forwards, Faith Akachiri, took the tip-off. And Destinia Vivamore for Leominster.
Full court pressure already by Leominster's defense.
And not afraid to come right out at it. Coach Rusty Frederick's squad certainly has not been afraid to play that full court pressure. Ball deflected out of bounds, last touched off of Fitchburg, and Leominster will keep the basketball.
Now, one of the things that we talk about quite a bit in games like this is a lot of times because the energy is high, the pace is seemingly frantic, sometimes these teams have a tendency to play off the rails.
And straight to the basket goes Nevard, lays it in good. And Leominster's on the board first, 7:27 to play in quarter one. Full court pressure, Adams with the seal, and a subsequent foul on the action.
Looks like Fitchburg's not ready for this full court press right here to start the game, and Leominster causing all kinds of problems first couple of possessions of Fitchburg.
And Leominster with the ball, half court to our right. Finnegan in a double team to Adams, cross court, finds Vivamore, off the bounce, up and under, but blown dead from behind the play. Walk called and the ball back to the Red Raiders.
Couple steps there. Fitchburg having trouble getting it in their offensive ends. Finally settling things down for the red and gray.
Nevaeh Graham on the drive. Shot up and over the basket, won't go. Akachiri the rebound. Nevard gets down court with the gun and a tipped basketball by Allen. She had last touch. No, they say Nevard with the last touch on the boundary line, and the ball back to Red Raider.
Third turnover for Leominster in this one.
Coach Paul DiGeronimo watching the action off the inbound, and here come the Red Raiders into the offensive front court left. Aliva Smith, Mia Cavins, Neva Graham, 3-point off the mark there. Jennifer Allen and Jolimar Zembrana.
Nice job by Skylar Finnegan chasing that one down and distributing it out.
Nevard with the three, rattles it home.
You know what I love about this? You give to the freshman that doesn't know any better yet. They don't understand. Having been there myself, not in this sport, you don't understand the gravity of it yet as a freshman. You're just going out there and having fun, and you like the energy in the crowd.
The ball tipped out of bounds, stays with Fitchburg in their offensive front court. 6:26 to play here in quarter one. Leominster out to the 5-0 run to open this basketball game.
You know, we talked about Isabel a lot the other night, Kate, and she doesn't show any of that freshman fear. She's not afraid to chuck it up or to dive on the floor, whatever it takes.
Sometimes ignorance is bliss, Billy Thomas.
Kevin says, you'll let me take it. She popped it off.
Nevard is everywhere on the court right now.
Off the back rim, and Nevard the rebound, and then found Villamore up floor, who walked with it once again.
It's going to be a fourth turnover for the Blue Devils.
You know, and they're asking the freshmen to play center on top of it, so go figure. Playing the center here on this press also.
Yeah, almost generates a turnover there. Ball tipped out of bounds. And Leominster does generate the turnover.
We got holding on 34 for Fitchburg.
Akachiri to Nevard. The run hits the side of the basket support. And the Red Raiders with the outlet will move it up floor.
Oh, boy.
Tanalia Council gets wiped out on the play. A foul called against Finnegan.
Block.
That's going to be Finnegan's team first of the first half for the Blue Devils.
And here comes Council playing the point. Her second touch of the basketball game. Now it's Graham. To the foul line float. She was looking for Zambrana. Found its way to Allen. Takes the layup from the right side. Draws the foul from Akachiri.
Little accidental offense there. First pass missed the mark, but found its way into. I gotta start looking at these girls' numbers. I can't get into Jennifer Allen's
team
hands.
first. Allen misses the first.
And good on the second. 5:43 to play here in quarter number one.
Fitchburg finally on the board. First point of the night.
From the charity stripe, nothing from the field yet for the Red Gray.
Here's Finnegan. Bounce pass to foul line Akachiri. Right back to Finnegan. The runner throws it up. Front rim scrape. Followed by Vivamore. Up strong, draws foul. They say the foul's on the floor for Vivamore. Akachiri looked for Nevard. Ball was tipped from behind. Nevard to the ground. Through Adams to Akachiri. Corner Finnegan. It's a long two, short of the mark. Akachiri tries to put back from underneath. Got the underside of the rim. Now Nevard, three. Front rim, no. Run down by Akachiri, who throws it to nobody in particular. It's run down by Council. Council lays it in and good. Takes the unforced error and makes Leominster pay. Cuts the Leominster lead to 2. Adams off the bounce from Finnegan. Won't go. Cross the baseline out of bounds and the ball back to Fitchburg.
These benches are animated.
Indeed they are. You can feel the pressure already in the first quarter of this one. Leominster with that full court pressure. Council got bumped by Adams. The loose ball picked up by Vivamore. They say she was fouled on the floor.
That press is causing all kinds of problems here in the first quarter for Fitchburg. Number of turnovers off that press.
Council picks up her first. It's team third for Fitchburg.
Ivana Akachiri, after sitting out the Algonquin game with an injury, sees her first action tonight. Vivamore to the basket. Short. Rebound Council.
Nice to see her taking it to the paint, though.
Here's Cavins, the point leader for the Red Raiders. Ball swings Council,
Now
and there's
we're
a push off the ball.
That's going to be Nevard's first. It's going to be team third for the Blue Devils.
And so inbound right from the scorer's table will the sophomore Graham. Graham to Cavins. Cavins into a double team, lost the handle, and Ivana Akachiri's got it, and she's turned it up for Leominster. For Finnegan, tried to bounce it back to Akachiri. Through Nevard to Adams. Jumper from the left elbow won't go, and the rebound down with Allen, tied up on the play. On the alternate possession, it's Leominster basketball.
And who's getting their hands in there but Nevard. Very aggressive. Love that out of that freshman.
Yeah, Kate was right on it earlier, Bill Thomas. She has been all over the floor thus far. This inbound goes all the way to the backcourt. Finnegan tried to bounce it off of Council. Both officials are in no position to make a call on the play. They'd be better off asking Coach Rusty Frederick.
think they got it.
And they're going to say Leominster keeps the basketball. And Leominster will inbound from their own backcourt. If the officials had said they were screened, it would go to a held ball. They made the call. It was Leominster basketball. McDonald into the game. First touch up strong. She's fouled, and to the line she goes.
I think we're going to have some foul trouble here early on. That's going to be the team fourth for Fitchburg. That's going to be Graham's first. That's going to send McDonald to the line for the Blue Devils.
And that's 7 combined fouls, Kate, between the two teams halfway through quarter number 1.
Yeah, those are going to add up.
Indeed, they will.
You think the officials got the word?
Well, they're going to do everything
Set
they
the
can
tone
to
early.
manage
Set the tone
action,
early.
for sure. McDonald, 0 of 2 on the trip. Leominster stuck on 5. Held ball on rebounding action. Goes back to Fitchburg.
Leominster struggling right now to hold on to the ball. Full court pressure easing up a little bit for Leominster here.
No choice, but a nice bounce to a wide open Allen. Lays it in and good. Nice up floor vision there for Smith. Goes block to block with the bounce pass and forces a timeout on the floor. Timeout taken by Leominster. 3:49 to play on quarter 1. Leominster started on a 5-0 run in the first minute of this basketball game, and now the teams are knotted at 5.
There's been a lid put on that basket on the Leominster end of the court, but they continue to be aggressive. They'll start falling offensive rebounds, get a couple of foul shots, and see if we can't turn this momentum around. But you're right, they had 5 in the first minute. They've gone 4 minutes, no points.
Already right now, Leominster has 9 rebounds. 5 of them have been offensive boards, but the problem is they already have 7 turnovers early on this one. Fitchburg right now only with 3 rebounds, but they've only turned the ball over 3 times. Right now, Leominster kind of living by their pace and dying by their pace. It's been a double-edged sword, doing a lot of things nice on the defensive end and even on the offensive end, but still a little bit frantic, a little bit chaotic. They're going to have to get their legs under them and start executing because they can't let Fitchburg keep this score close. They're doing a lot of things very, very well. They need to capitalize on that in the early going.
RFM's live coverage available on Facebook.com/Media Rivalry. Games available on demand, and you can subscribe to Rivalry Family Media. See the back catalog and a recap of this one as well. Finnegan with a little head fake. Drive off glass, nowhere near the rim, and the rebound down for Graham. Council up floor. Smith, step up 2, and it goes and brings the Red Raider faithful to their feet early on. Fitchburg on top 7-5.
It's their first lead of the game.
Overcome that 5-0 Leominster opening run. Allen tips it away to Council. Fitchburg out leading the break. Council to the basket, lays it in and good. Coast to coast she goes and puts the Red Raiders on top by 4.
It wakes up the crowd on top of it.
And this Fitchburg crowd, right in the center of it, is the Fitchburg boys basketball team. And they are leading the chants in that student section right behind the Red Raiders ladies bench. Finnegan, the drive, bangs it off glass and good, and silences the crowd momentarily. 2.5 to play here in quarter one. Leominster up 2. The drive and the foul called as Smith will go to the line.
Get a quick look at that Fitchburg's cheering section you're talking about, Todd. Right there behind the girls' bench, the boys' basketball team, and a lot of students right there.
McDonald picks up her first. It's going to be team 4th of the first half for the Lady Blue Devils.
It's going to be a busy night as seating goes here courtside. A lot of fans expected from both communities. Crowds will continue to grow as the night goes on. First one goes for Smith at the line.
No, that's my favorite part of the night, right?
Opening up the Red Raider lead to 3. We're told that Fitchburg cheering section that is, again, mostly the varsity boys basketball team behind Fitchburg bench will actually be located to our right. Meanwhile, the Leominster cheering section will be to our left. And we represent Switzerland. No man's land here for RFM. The drive, corner, jumper for 3 is long of the mark from Curly White. Tipped by Vivamori out of bounds, and the ball back to Fitchburg.
That's turnover number 9 for the Blue Devils.
Intense pressure in all directions. Fitchburg defense has really turned up the heat in the second half of this first quarter. Cavage will step back toward the timeline, create some space. Bounce to Smith. Smith to the foul line. Corner for Allen. Now back to Cavins. 10 to shoot on the possession. Akachiri got her hand on it. Then a little collision, no call. The drive into the double team for Cavins won't go. A reset, but a rebound for Akachiri, and she's on the run out. Cross court, finds Adams, a wide open 3, and she hits. And Leominster within 1.
That's what the Blue Devils need right there, try to pick up some momentum.
Fitchburg right into the front court, swing to Cavin. Cavin hits Smith in the face. Smith looked the ball right through her hands. Curly White finds Faith Akachiri. Can't get the layup to go, but drew contact, and she'll have 2 at the line.
When the night shows up, we know that the
Red Raider.
I'm sorry, the Red Raider.
When
the Red Raiders,
when the night
the Red Net shows up.
And for the record, historically, Viking.
Viking.
It's a Viking.
Okay. Sorry, I'm a transplant.
On
still learning the
note,
history.
No, you can't pull that anymore. You're a decade into this, Mr. Transplant.
I'm always a transplant. That's my fallback.
Council picks up her second. It's going to be team 5th in the first half, the Red Raiders.
Is Ocho showing up tonight for Fitchburg?
No, we missed them in December.
I know, that was so much fun. Right, we got those guys
Lane
on.
violation, free shot here. Akachiri won't go. That'll be called on Smith. Just a little antsy, wanted to get in there and block out Faith Akachiri so she couldn't follow her own shot. We'll give Faith another shot at the line. Opportunity to draw Leominster even here. 1:23 to play in the first quarter. And now we'll go. Team's knotted at 11. Leominster has fallen back into a half-court man defense. Council sends it over to Smith. Smith lost the handle working on Adams, and the ball out of bounds. An unforced error, and you could see Aliva Smith frustrated with herself as she knew she created the error on her own. Nevard, strong up floor, cross the timeline. Give and go with Faith Akachiri, and called for the walk. Coach Rusty Frederick sporting the high tops tonight. He wants to lace them up and get in the action. Not happy with the travel call from long distance.
I like the aggressiveness on behalf of Nevard. She's scrappy.
Off the bang, Graham can't get the shot to go. Put back for Allen won't go either. It went all the way but down, and we're under a minute to play here in quarter one. It's Nevard with Adams. Adams to three. Front rim, no. Follower shot. Put back opportunity. Off glass. Rolled out. Adams another rebound on the possession. Final 35 seconds of the first quarter, and Nevard can't get it to go. 4 opportunities on the possession for Leominster. 0 for on the trip.
Gotta love the aggressiveness now. Offensive rebound, and it's a key.
Graham back for a Council three. Good arc, but short front of the rim.
One more opportunity, I think, here.
Shot clock off. Vivamore drew contact as Graham closed the distance too tight as Vivamore was coming to the ground. And Coach Paul DiGeronimo takes his opportunity to get his 2 cents in.
That's going to be Graham's second. It's going to be team 6th of the first half for the Red Raiders.
Shot clock off. 10 seconds to play in quarter one. Vivamore got room to the basket. Scrape glass, no good. But Faith Akachiri cleans up the garbage on the doorstep. And Leominster back on top. This one whistled behind the play. Traveling violation called with 7/10 of a second to play here in quarter one. Chance for a catch and shoot for Leominster. Kaya Curly White gets a little boost to the table from Coach Rusty Frederick enthusiastically.
Get it in the hands of a shooter here.
Vivamore, Finnegan, catch and shoot. Good if it goes. She got the front rim, and that is all. What a first quarter of action we had inside the gym here at Leominster High School. It's Leominster 13 and Fitchburg 11. Leominster off to a 5-0 run. For those of you just joining us here in quarter number one, Fitchburg battled back to knot things at 5, then overcame it, took the lead 7-5, built that lead up to as much as 9-5, and then Leominster bounced back into this one, Bill Thomas, with 8 more points as the first quarter ran down.
Yeah, I think the difference was once Fitchburg figured out how to break that press, they got a couple of easy baskets off that, built some momentum, a couple of steals, and you notice Leominster dropped out of that press on turnovers and stuff. They're going to get back and play defense. I think that's a smart move, and it did turn the score around there when they decided to concentrate on defense.
It's a long game, Bill Thomas. You don't want to burn all of your energy in quarter number one with that full court pressure. Always a risk. First of 2 here tonight from the gym at Leominster High School. We've got the other half of this rivalry doubleheader coming up approximately 7 o'clock. We'll wrap this coverage up. We'll stop the stream. We'll start a new stream for you right here at Media Rivalry on Facebook. And you can get boys, Leominster and Fitchburg, come up for the second game of our doubleheader. All that and more to come. Still 3.5 hours, Bill Thomas, of more fun and excitement here from the gym at Leominster High School. Lock in for a long night. Vivamore with Leominster in possession as we start quarter two. Half-court offense to our right. Nevard slipped, crossing the foul line, tried an interior pass, hit off a Red Raider defender, and Cavins picks up the basketball.
I will add, there's no place I'd rather be tonight, Todd. It's the place to be.
Amen to that, Bill Thomas. Inside ball was tipped, kept alive by Akachiri. Shot was missed there on the inside by Zambrana. Red Raiders still with possession. Now Cavins, straight away 3. Crowd wanted it, couldn't finish. The rebound for Smith. Lost the handle, but it was bumped by Leominster, and Fitchburg keeps the basketball. Council will handle the inbound. Red Raiders screen up top. Everybody rolls off, and Allen comes open top of the key.
Ooh.
Smith with the discard. Drops it to Zimbrana. Got it back. Going to the floor. She missed everything. And the loose ball for Leominster. Up floor, 2-on-1. Out in front was Nevar leading the break, and she finished it at the rim. 1 minute into quarter number 2, Leominster with a 15-11 lead.
She's already got 7 points.
Finnegan behind the back. Lost the handle. Ball picked up by Allen. Allen outlets for Smith. 2-on-1 for the Red Raiders. Smith lost the handle, and she's called for the walk. Hands on the ball, off the ball, on the ball again, and Smith in frustration sent that one into the third row. The only person she's frustrated with, Bill Thomas, is herself. She's trying to go too fast.
Yeah, she's lucky she didn't pick up a tee right there for tossing the ball in the crowd, but she got away with one, showing a little emotion.
6.5 to play here in quarter 2. Adams through Nevard and over to Vivamore. And the Red Raiders cheering section starts a defense chant. Vivamore's runner won't go. Got tied up with Akachiri. Vivamore throws it up. The basket goes, but it's whistled off for a traveling violation. Vivamore threw it over her head.
Give her that one.
And got it to go. And they said she walked before she did it. That would have brought the house down in the early going.
Top 10 play right there.
Ooh-wee. Graham dribbling to her left, lost it out of bounds, and the ball back to Leominster. See both principals down there tucked in the corner deep to our left. Bill Thomas.
Yep, both principals, both ADs are here tonight. Big turnout.
Dr. Steve Dubzinski representing Leominster. Dr. Jeremy Roach of Fitchburg. It's Nevard. Tipped by Cavins. And the ball ends up in the hands of Smith, and Leominster reaches back into the play, commits the foul.
A little too tricky right there.
Finnegan picks up her second. It's going to be team 5th of the first half.
And I think a lot of times, Bill Thomas, to your point, when Leominster gets themselves in trouble, it's when they try to do too much with the basketball.
Too much. I agree.
Here's Cavins. Little head fake, then shift to the left.
And that's exactly what you mean when you're saying, play within yourself, do your job. That's exactly what they mean when they say that, because when you try to do too much, when you try to extend beyond the limits of what should be going on, then that's when these types of mistakes happen.
Ball was thrown away. It looked like initially they signaled Leominster basketball. Now a reversal, and the ball is Fitchburg's. So the ball was deflected. It looked like that from here, but the initial call led me to believe it got thrown away clean. So the shot clock frozen at 16 to shoot on the possession. Red Raiders still with the basketball. 5.5 to play here in the second quarter. Tipped out of bounds, and they say this time it's Leominster basketball.
It's turnover number 9 for the Red Raiders.
5.5 flat to play here in quarter 2. Adams will take over the point as Skylar Finnegan goes to the bench to take a break.
They let a lot of people in these gyms, huh?
Indeed they do, and the crowd continues to grow. Nevard playing catch with Adams. Nevard launches a three and buries it with the bank.
Call that one.
Doesn't matter, Bill Thomas. They all call the same. Boziaco into the basketball game. Got herself a steal and the run out. Lost the handle, but Nevard got back, threw it up and missed the shot. Faith Akachiri into a double team now for Nevard. Nevard, the baseline drive. And Leominster will slow the action until it is picked off by Council once again. Council to the basket, drew a hard foul, whistle behind the play, and that will send Council to the line. Tenalia Council, the freshman, having a great night for the Red Raiders, Bill Thomas, particularly on defense, making those entry passes for Leominster all that much more difficult.
Yeah, she's leading the charge of the underclassmen. I'm looking over the roster here. Only one senior on the Red Raiders roster, so they got some talent coming up through the ranks. She's one of them right there.
Freshman for freshman
Council,
battle.
something to look for. 3 years of this, 4 years of her against Nevad. We got something to look forward to.
Council able to rattle that one home. Nevard will take a quick break, but yeah, I would say offensively in this first half, or defensively, performance-wise in this first half, the story has been that of two freshmen, Isabella Nevard for Leominster, and then Tanalia Council for Fitchburg. Council misses that one, tucked her right out of the free throw, Bill Thomas.
That's one of those things where when you are on the younger end of the spectrum, you see your teammates.
Boziaco, Akachiri didn't go. Akachiri, second, maybe third time's the charm, and Leominster crosses the 20-point mark.
Boziaco doing a good job there, running the point.
You see how much your teammates want it, and you just play gangbusters sometimes.
Council, the drive-in kick. Sets up Graham for a three from the right side. It won't go. Up went Smith. It got knocked down by Faith Akachiri, and the loose ball run down by Ivana Akachiri.
Faith says, get that out of here.
She steps on the gas. Kicks back Boziaco. Touch through her to McDonald.
Nice passing by Leominster right now.
Snappy indeed.
Precision.
Boziaco struggled, realized she had the dribble. Put it on the floor. Ivana Akachiri, cross court. Adams steps up to a three. Too much of a line drive, and Faith Akachiri took one in the midsection. She doubled over on the rebounding action.
Come out of that pile there.
Fitchburg comes with ball up floor, and Cavins buries it on the other end and brings the Red Raiders within 5.
Wakes up the crowd who's been quiet for the last 3 or 4 minutes behind the Fitchburg bench.
Right to their feet, signaling the three-point basket and forcing the timeout. Oh, check it. Fitchburg's going to take the timeout to set up the defense. 3:38 to play, quarter number 2. Leominster on top of Fitchburg by a 20-15 margin. Good opportunity to say hello to a whole bunch of you joining us out there.
Hey, we have
on
Canadians
social
on the line
media.
too.
Yeah. We'll say hello to Matt Whipple joining
from
us from
Canada.
north of the border there. Jared Swartz out there. Kevin Barnaby, a former Leominster grad himself. Dave Beliveau out there. John Paskowski. Katie Kerouac, an alum of this basketball game, indeed.
That's Katie MB.
Indeed, indeed. So many of you will shout you out. Drop us a line out here on social media as we continue throughout the night. Call your friends and family. Doubleheader action for you here on RFM.
I'm sure Matt Whipple's thrilled to be getting the shout out all the way to Canada.
Okay, you don't have to call collect, and there's no international code on the internet.
Worldwide.
All indeed. RFM is indeed, Bill Thomas, worldwide. Thanks to Facebook Live and YouTube as well.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through 2 games. Is there a snack time embedded in this?
I certainly might want to hit the energy bar,
My
Kate.
word.
We burned a lot of it here in the first half. Adams inside looking for Vivamore. Entry pass knocked down again. Council takes on 3 Blue Devils. Got tipped from behind. Ball out of bounds. And the ball will stay with Fitchburg.
Difficulty right now becomes 16 turnovers in the first half already for the Lady Blue Devils. They've got to clean that up.
Council looking for an inbound. Found her way to Graham. Through the
Steele.
hands of Cavan and dribbled away now by Adams. Adams a basket. Drew contact, no foul. Missed the shot, but ran down her own rebound. Ivana Akachiri saw Adams open in the right wing, wouldn't go. Vivamore follows, missed that one as well, and the rebound for Allen. And now Allen throws an elbow, creates space. McDonald came over the top. That's the foul they're going to call. And you can see the enthusiasm in these coaching staffs, both of them coaching as if we're heading toward the end of the ball game and not halftime, Bill Thomas.
So playing for every point, playing for every call, and you know, we talked about foul trouble being a possibility there early in the first quarter. Leominster's finally hit the 7 mark, so Fitchburg's in the 1-on-1 situation, shooting the bonus.
And Allen can't get that one to go.
Next time Leominster goes to the line, they'll be in the same situation.
Boziaco throws it away. And
Another
Allen,
turnover.
Indeed. Finds Council, under 3 to play here in the first half. Smith, the drive, got it up on the rim, and good things happen. It rattles home.
She just tossed that one up.
Didn't have a plan, but said if I can get it up there, we'll let gravity do the rest. Ivana Akachiri missed the 3, front rimmed. And Cavan's got herself the rebound on the left side.
Leominster not making the shots, and Fitchburg doing a nice job on the defensive boards now.
Council to drive straight to the basket, to the floor she went, but Allen tips it in from the left side.
Cleans it up.
A 1-point basketball game with 2 minutes to play here in the second quarter. And that's brought the Fitchburg team back into it. And another steal of an entry pass. It's Allen swatting it away to Cavins again. Leominster cannot get the ball inside the three-point arc. Smith, a three on the other end, won't go. Battle to the sideline. They point Leominster, now they point Fitchburg.
You're going to need to be a little bit more definitive than that.
They're going to get together.
If we're going to have proactive officiating, we need to be a little bit more definitive than that.
And there's a confusion on both benches, to say the least.
Can't imagine.
And now the substitutions allowed for Leominster. 1:47 to play here in the second quarter. Here's the inbound. The drive. Smith's shot will not go. Put back opportunity for Allen. Will. And Fitchburg reclaims the lead. 1:40 to play in the second quarter. They're up 21-20. Curly White down floor with the response. Shot missed. And the rebound down for Cavins.
Fitchburg doing everything right. Both ends of the court.
Council sees Graham swatted away by Akachiri. Ivana Akachiri seemingly came out of nowhere, and as that shot was leaving the fingertips, swatted it out of bounds. Fitchburg keeps the basketball with a 1-point lead and 21 to shoot. Here's Graham. Graham carried that one.
Well, high
and
in the
ball
there.
back to Fitchburg. Crowd continues to file in past our courtside broadcast position. It's Finnegan behind the back into a double team. Got a little help as that one touched brick red, and the ball out of bounds stays with Leominster. Perhaps we put the behind the back pass in our back pocket maybe for a little while.
You're thinking the same thing, Todd.
The dribble entry's been difficult as it is. Yeah. That's not helping. 1:08 to play in the second quarter. Adams for Curly White. Touch pass, threw it away. Zabrana up floor in the hands of Smith. Final minute here of the first half. Inside out passing. Cavins buries the three from the left side. And Fitchburg's lead is 4. .45 seconds to play here in quarter two as we head toward halftime in game one of our doubleheader. Adams stops, finds Levard. Jump step through the lane, will not go. Curly White tipped it, kept it alive on the baseline in the hands of Cavin. She spun out of trouble. Shot clock is off till halftime. 20 seconds remaining. Graham back for Cavins. Lost handle, now recovered. Bouncing inside Graham. Baseline drive. Tipped. Nevard was out of bounds as she made last contact with it. Fitchburg will keep the basketball with 9 8/10 seconds remaining here till halftime. They go up top for Graham. Graham goes back to Smith. Smith through the lane, got fouled. The shot was off target. Finnegan reached across and committed the foul. It will send Aleva Smith to the line, shooting 2.
That's going to end up being Finnegan's third. It's going to be team 8th.
That could limit her performance in the second half.
That could be problematic because she's a ball handler.
It's the understatement of the half.
Smith too strong on the first attempt. Finnegan to the bench. Vivamore in. Grace Adams is going to have to take the point with some help of Ivana Akachiri, I would say, in the early going of the third quarter. Smith in and out again. Adams the rebound. 2 seconds to play. Now 1. Adams walked with it at the buzzer. Halftime here from the gym at Leominster High School. Fitchburg overcame a 5-0 opening run. They lead at halftime. It's Fitchburg 24 and Leominster 20. Coach Rusty Frederick pleads his case with the officials as he heads to the locker room. But it's Fitchburg 24 and Leominster 20. Bill Thomas will talk about it here at the half. But the one thing that stands out to me, Fitchburg absorbed Leominster's best in the first quarter, and they've given it even better in the second.
Yeah, quite the turnaround from about the 4-minute mark of that second quarter. Fitchburg just playing gangbusters. Energy from the crowd, defense, offense, rebounding. Just Fitchburg found a way to put 4 minutes together there and carry this 24-20 lead into halftime.
Teams to the locker rooms at the half of game one of our doubleheader. Fitchburg 24 and Leominster 20. Girls back on the court for second half action coming up. First, we'll have Kate's first half stats, plus a preview of upcoming action. All that and more as we continue live here on Rivalry Family Media. This is RFM. Halftime inside the gym at Leominster High School. Fitchburg with the 24-20 lead here at the half. An interesting first half of action it has been. Halftime show here. We welcome you back to our courtside broadcast position. Todd Robbins, Kate Robbins, happy to be with you. Bill Thomas will rejoin us as we get set to start the third quarter. Kate, Leominster trails by 4 here at halftime. After opening on a 5-0 run, they gave up the lead, and it pretty much for Fitchburg went back and forth, but Fitchburg never looked back. They just have kept adding and adding and adding, and the Red Raiders have found themselves out to a 4-point lead at halftime.
Two things going on in that second quarter for Fitchburg. Cavins and Allen both essentially take over the quarter. Cavins hits 2 threes, bringing her point total to 6. Allen with two shots that go from the field. She's got 7 right now. Right now, Fitchburg doing a pretty good job distributing the ball between Smith and Council, Cavins, and Allen. All of them on track to be somewhat in or close to double digits. Leominster, on the other hand, right now living and dying by the freshman Nevard. She already has 10 points on the night. But right now, Leominster shooting 1 of 5 from the free throw line. That's only 20%. The other thing to really take a look at here is team statistics. 26 rebounds for Leominster in the first half, which is phenomenal. A lot of offensive boards for the Lady Blue Devils. The problem, they've turned the ball over 19 times in the first half, and Fitchburg had 4 steals in the first half as well. So Leominster not doing a very good job taking care of the ball. Rebounding very well, especially with multiple trips or multiple attempts in their offensive end with multiple offensive boards. But the problem is that when they're in transition or when they're, at half court, they're not doing a good job holding on to that ball. Far too many turnovers. Rebounding excellent, but far too many turnovers for the Lady Blue Devils. They need to clean that up. Nevard has got to continue to perform, because right now the other big problem, Skylar Finnegan already with 3 fouls because everything has been so intense. On the opposite end of the ball right now, Fitchburg doing a great job, not really in foul trouble. They've got Council and Graham with 2, but right now the big story, problems with turnovers and the fact that Skylar Finnegan already has 3 fouls, and she is key to victory here for Leominster.
And as Bill Thomas rejoins us courtside here, Bill, I think the thing to me that really has stood out, and we talked about it a little bit, is Leominster's inability to get the ball into the paint in their half-court offense. Whether it's throwing the ball away, getting a little too fancy on the entry passes, getting tipped from behind. Red Raiders are doing a good job getting a clean hand on the ball without making contact with the body. It's making life difficult for Leominster.
Yeah, they're playing that hands-up defense. I think Leominster just got to make that extra perimeter pass and swing it around to the weak side. Fitchburg's doing a good job of collapsing inside, taking the paint away, and creating turnovers on those entry passes. Leominster's either got to loosen up that defense by hitting a couple of outside shots or swing that extra pass around. Maybe try running the baseline. We haven't seen much action down there. But that'll loosen things up in front of the basket if you can get them looking the other way.
Indeed, and Leominster's got to capitalize on those opportunities. Handful of missed shots along the way. Got to capitalize in this third quarter. All important to get that offense established in quarter number 3. Been saying it all night long. It bears mentioning once again. There are so many ways to play here on RFM. Right now you're watching live coverage on Facebook Live. It's Fitchburg and Leominster girls. Fitchburg and Leominster boys are coming up right here on RFM at facebook.com/media rivalry. Be a break between action.
Thank goodness.
During warm-ups. Yes, we'll take a deep breath.
Need to breathe.
We will restart the stream. So we'll end this streaming coverage that you're part of right now, and we will restart the stream for the boys basketball game, and we'll start an entirely new file for that one coming up at the conclusion of this one. But first, plenty of business left to do. We start the second half. Fitchburg, half-court offense to our right. Leominster, man-on-man on the defensive side. Allen's wide open. Little jumper from the left block low.
She's up to 9 points for the Red Raiders. She cannot be stopped right now in the paint.
And the Red Raider lead is 6. To the foul line. It's Vivamore. And the foul called as Smith reached in and made contact.
Allen came in only averaging 4.6, and she doubled up that early here in the second half. She's on her way to a season-high game.
Rivalry will do that.
Indeed it will, and this is the ultimate rivalry here in central Massachusetts.
No Tiddlywinks references yet from you, Todd.
You got that right. A battle for the basketball, and Fitchburg wanted it more. Leominster bodies all over the floor. Vivamore is in some pain visibly. Meanwhile, Cavan buries the three. Officials timeout on the floor for an injury, as Vivamore will head to the bench, and 45 seconds into the third quarter, Skylar Finnegan is into the basketball game playing with 3 fouls.
No choice. Coach has no choice.
She's going to have to be choosy on defensive side in particular.
That 5-0 spurt by Fitchburg to start the second half has caused that.
She picked up a cheap reach-in foul here in the early going of the third quarter. Leominster's got all sorts of problems, and indeed they do. A throwaway there, ball back for the Red Raiders. A minute gone by in the third quarter, and the Fitchburg lead is 9.
Already 2 turnovers in the early going in less than a minute for the Blue Devils.
Here's Smith for Cavins. Smith on the right side, strokes the 3, and gives a little point to the Leominster cheering section, who chirped at her on the shot.
She's got 9 as well.
A little bit of confidence goes a long way.
Right now, that
32-20.
That Fitchburg trifecta of Smith, Cavins, and Allen, phenomenal.
Nevard with the throwaway on the inside pass. Smith's got it 2-on-1 down floor. Decides to pass, missed the shot. Did Graham. The rebound for Allen got picked up by Ivana Akachiri, and there's a foul coming back into the play. It was Zambrana with the reach in.
Zambrana will pick up her second. It's going to be team second of the second half for the Red Raiders.
Adams for Nevard. Now Finnegan the baseline drive. It got tipped inside, and a held ball called. Leominster has the arrow.
That's fortuitous for Leominster because turnovers remain a problem here in the early going.
Finnegan got an open look at a 3. Rim, and no Leominster body in position for the rebound. Uncontested for Cavs.
Leominster doing a lot of standing around under the basket.
Ivana Akachiri with the pluck. Down floor she goes. Finds Adams. Adams for Nevard. Step up 3. Long of the mark, and Nevard went down hard. I don't think that was a contact foul.
No, it was.
Graham the jumper, and she hits on the other end. And Coach Rusty Frederick takes the timeout. 5.5 minutes play in the third quarter. And Fitchburg's lead is 14 at 34-20.
7-0 run here.
They haven't put the last 2 up on the board.
Let's make that 8.
They made it a 3.
Makes it 11-0 run.
They made it a 3. That's a 2. Bring it back down.
Correction over at the scores table. Yeah, they showed it as a 3. It was just a 2. Our score here on our graphic. Kate, right on the money.
Okay.
And we can go to the tape if they want to look at it.
Let's calm it down with my confidence on stats, talking, and doing our scoreboard.
Say hello to Ellen Bernard joining us.
Oh, that's a fun one.
On the broadcast as well. Happy to have
English
you along
department
with us.
represented here at Leominster High School.
So happy to have all of you a part of our family tonight for a doubleheader of basketball action. One scoop now, then a break, then another scoop comes up on a separate stream coming up after warm-ups.
I like that. Double scoop.
Double
heaping.
Absolutely.
Double heaping of fun.
We have another talk.
And now the conversation, as the Fitchburg coaching staff is now wondering
why
that was a 3, then down to a 2. And there's a conversation. One official is going to put the ball in play. This was not even close.
Okay,
not even close. There's a conversation out there on the bench. It was clearly a 2. They were inside the lane. It's the coaches relied on the signals they saw on the floor.
There's
absolutely. I don't blame them for the confusion. They're all the way across the floor. There's bodies between them. But the officials have got to grab control of those kinds of decisions.
Let's grab control of this.
Hey, we've got
Here we
control
go.
of our broadcast. If
Oh,
Akachiri to the basket. That one won't go. Cavins the rebound.
Full court pressure again. Well, not now.
Yeah, and they'll fall back to the half-court man. Here's Cavins. Triple threat position. Off screen from Zambrana. Just hands it off to Council and gets it right back. Catch and replace at the top of the key. Adams with the steal. Keeps it alive along the boundary. Drive to the basket. The touch hit the rim. And Leominster's on the board in the second half.
What ball control right there. Tiptoeing the sideline. Turns on the afterburner. Lays it in from the left side.
I thought that was coming into our lap, Bill
I
Thomas.
did too. I had it.
The drive to the basket. Too strong off glass for Cavins. Akachiri's got the rebound. Finds an outlet.
Nice.
Bounce pass to a wide open Nevard. She missed the bunny. Akachiri, the putback, drew the foul, and she'll go to the line to shoot two.
A lot of opportunities.
For those of you that weren't joining us off the top, remember Leominster comes in with a 5-7 overall record to the Red Raiders' 3-10 overall record. Leominster won the first meeting of these two teams dating back to December, a couple days before Christmas. 54-43 was a Leominster win over at the Doug Crutchfield Fieldhouse in Fitchburg in the first meeting. The Red Raiders looking for a season split with the arch rival.
Importantly there, Council for the Red Raiders picks up her third. It's going to be team third of the second half.
Akachiri missed the first, shooting in front of the Red Raiders student section, and the second won't go either. Rebound run down by Smith. Here come the Red Raiders. And there's a double dribble call, and Smith spikes the basketball in frustration. That's one of those things I know Coach Paul DiGiorano not going to be too crazy about. Got to appreciate the emotion, but perhaps emotion in check.
It's a big ask in a game like this.
Oh, without a doubt. Great crowd on hand, continues to grow. Both student sections are full. Grace Adams with the deep three. She scraped the front rim. There's a battle for the rebound. On the arrow, it's Fitchburg basketball. Cavins bounced in for Adams. Adams shot, then deflected. Zambrana got a piece of it. Then there was a foul on the rebounding action off of that initial deflection, and it is Fitchburg basketball.
That's going to be Nevard's second, team first of the second half for Leominster.
Halfway through this third quarter.
It's a long outlet pass.
Indeed, and up floor. Count the basket and one.
That's how you break the press right there. Couple passes right under the basket. Nice job by Fitchburg Red Raiders.
Nevaeh Graham finishes at the rim. And all that with just a handful of seconds off the board.
Adams is going to pick up her first. It's going to be team second for the Blue Devils. That's going to send Graham to the line.
With an opportunity to complete a three-point play. She does. And the Red Raider lead balloons a little bit more to 37-22.
13-2 run here to open the second half. The Red Raiders.
Leominster with only 2 points from the field in the second half.
Finnegan with that jumper from the right wing didn't go.
And right now the big difference, Leominster not getting the rebounds on either the offensive or defensive end. Right now Fitchburg out rebounding Leominster by quite a bit.
Akachiri with the swipe. Up floor, threw it away. Another unforced error, nobody around Faith Akachiri, and she sent it into the baseline. And she'll take a minute to get her breath. Ava McDonald back into the basketball game.
Let's all take one, shall we?
Yeah, Leominster playing maybe just a little beyond their speed and skill capability right now. Tip along the inbound line. They say last touch, Fitchburg, Leominster basketball. Check it. Last touch, Leominster, Fitchburg basketball. Vivamore guarding the inbound. Nice bounce from Cavins, found its way to Zambrana. Zambrana lost hold of it. Leominster with the basketball. Jumper missed. Another opportunity run out by Vivamore, who throws it into the backcourt. And that's an over and back violation. 3:13 to play in the third. 37-22. Fitchburg's lead. Bill Thomas and
Leominster,
you the word right now.
Careless with the basketball right there.
Graham into a double team. Frustration, a push after the play.
Gotta be careful.
Alternate possession, it's Leominster basketball. The officials are going to have to be a lot more aggressive getting in the middle of those plays at the tail end. That one, the official kind of wandered up to Kate, and there was going to be punches thrown before he stepped in between the two bodies.
In this type of a situation, you can see that the officials are just hoping that nothing happens, but you're literally watching a boiling pot overflowing and praying that nothing bad happens.
Adams rattled out a three. Fitchburg the rebound, and it's run down by Smith. Under 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Smith, the drive, it got poked away. Battle on the floor between Cavins and Adams, respectively. And on the alternate possession, Fitchburg gets the basketball. 2:43 to play in the third. Foul totals down a little bit from quarter one, Kate. They had about 7 fouls combined to about this point in the first quarter. This time just a 5. Cavin got bumped, and she lost her pivot foot and walked.
You're absolutely right. Fouls are down, but right now everything is just sloppy.
Indeed, on both sides, and Finnegan falls over the three-point line while losing the basketball.
Okay, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head right there. The basketball game has just got sloppy.
Yep. Council picks up her fourth. It's going to be team fourth for Fitchburg in the second half. Right now, the amount of unforced errors on both sides of the ball actually might be contributing to fouls being down.
Vivamore tees up and buries a three off the inbound. And Leominster sorely needed it.
Her first point of the game.
She certainly has been a non-factor, not able to take the ball to the basket tonight the way she did against Algonquin last week. Ball was poked out of bounds. Will stay with Fitchburg.
Might have been a key to the game for Coach DiGeronimo and the Red Raiders.
Deny that opportunity.
Yep. Vivamore of late doing a much better job playing physical in the paint.
Smith finds Allen down the lane, lays it in and good, and Coach Paul DiGeronimo wants a timeout on the floor. 2:13 to play in the third quarter. It's Fitchburg 39 and Leominster 25.
Allen's up to 11 points in this game. You said her average is 4, Billy?
4.6, and we're talking about another freshman right there.
My word.
Putting on a good show tonight.
And the show rolls on. Second game of the doubleheader coming up on deck. It's Fitchburg and Leominster boys, the second half of the hardwood doubleheader here on RFM. Again, Facebook.com/Media Rivalry. The game will be available on demand. You can subscribe to Rivalry Family Media for all of our action out there on YouTube as well as Facebook Live. Anytime we go live, you'd get a notification with that. Subscribe to @Media Rivalry on Facebook for that information.
That's
as
exciting
we say.
when you get those alerts.
Oh, it is exciting when you get the alerts. I get them from people all the time. Got a great live broadcast earlier today. As a matter of fact, saw some of the excitement going on down in Iowa, over in Iowa, if you will. It's been a busy day, to say the least, with tabulation.
I will tell you, Billy, it's quite an interesting thing to watch Todd watch a caucus. But the Iowa caucus he was glued to last night.
I have found my next job. It's play-by-play of caucuses.
Yeah.
I think we need to find more reasons to caucus. 2:05 to play here in the third quarter.
Putting a moratorium on that word for the rest of the
Finnegan, a three! Hits! And Leominster finds its way back into the basketball game. It's Smith, up 4. Throws on the brakes, and under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. It's Cavins. Now to Graham. Graham spins off through the double team. Had her pocket picked. Second opportunity for Allen. No foul call. And Coach Paul DiGeronimo let the officials hear about it. Meanwhile, Akachiri tries to go up floor to McDonald. Couldn't find the handle. There was a walk with a roll on the floor for Smith.
That's a tough call right there. Rock and roll. Walk and roll. Fighting for the ball. Just a tough call.
As they say, Bill Thomas, you can't move around when you don't have your feet on the floor, so that's the old you can't do that. Finnegan, a bounce set up for Adams, and that might have brought the Blue Devil crowd back into it. Vivamore had the rebound. Finnegan the drive. She got bothered on her way to the basket. Foul on the floor. But it does represent the 5th foul charge to the Red Raiders, Kate, which will put Leominster potentially in the bonus sooner rather than later.
It certainly does. That's going to be Smith's 3rd. It's going to be team 5th of the second half for the Red Raiders. And now the Red Raiders with 2 people in foul trouble.
Vivamore missed everything. Faith Akachiri walked with it as she tried to go back up.
Turnover number 9 for the Lady Blue Devils. Turnovers continuing to be an Achilles heel in this one. They just cannot get any momentum.
9 in the second half?
9 in the second half.
Yeah.
They had 19 in the first half.
That's what I thought. I knew it was close to 20.
It was big.
Here comes Smith. Smith dribbled it off her own foot. Collision on the floor and ultimately ruled the held ball, and Leominster will get it back.
This just is bodies splayed. That's
mean,
all this is.
If you want to see general enthusiasm and a passion for wanting to win, these players have thrown their bodies into reckless abandon. Ivana Akachiri. Pass back across the body. Grace Adams a 3. That one won't go. Up floor, Smith. Smith will throw on the brakes. A screen for Graham. Bothered by Akachiri. Cavins the drive. Akachiri with the switch, the double team, and Adams called as the second defender in on that one. Oh, check it. They charged that one to Akachiri. She was in good defensive position.
It's going to be her second, team 3rd of the second half for the Blue Devils. 39 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Yeah, there'll be a 9-second differential on the inbound shot clock to game clock. Here's the drive. And Akachiri gave up her feet. Down to the floor goes Graham. 2 shots coming up the sophomore.
Faith picks up her quick 3rd. It's going to be the team 4th of the second half now. Fouls really starting to add up for some key players on both sides of the ball now.
Graham showing she's not shy about taking it into the paint on the dribble.
And
done that a number of times tonight.
Yes, indeed.
Graham 1 of 2 on the night from the line.
Graham, only a sophomore, by the way. We'll be contending with her for a couple more years.
Shooting in front of the Leominster student section. Second away, and that one will go. 40-28, Fitchburg's lead has expanded. About a 2-second differential, shot clock to game clock. Finnegan into the post for Akachiri, and there's a hand check called on the backside of that play as Amory Fernandez-Sherrington gets billed for the first.
It's going to be Fernandez-Sherrington's first, team 6th for the Red Raiders.
Next foul puts Leominster at the line the rest of the way. Adams absorbed contact to the head. No foul call. Lost out of bounds, and Leominster will keep it. Shot clock off. 16 1/10 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter. The inbound screen. Adams for Akachiri.
This is
Now
chaos.
10 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Tipped by Graham into the Leominster bench. Ball stays with Leominster. 6 7/10 seconds to play here in quarter 3. And Kate, your choice of words, apt. Adams for Akachiri in the middle of 4 Red Raiders. Good take to the basket. Counted and a foul.
Nice aggressive move right there by Faith.
Closes the gap to a 10-point game. 4 4/10 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter. Substitutes into the game. A little offense for defense maneuver there for Coach Paul DiGeronimo. Wants to get his rebounder Allen back on the baseline. She also a freshman. A lane violation, but Akachiri hits and brings Leominster within 9 with 4.5 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter. Leominster will go full court pressure. They'd like to steal one more basket with the remaining 4.5 seconds. The inbound. It's Graham. Graham beat Adams. Up floor. Touch pass. Sheraton throws it away. 3 quarters in the books here from the gym at Leominster High School. As we head to the all-important 4th and final quarter, it's Fitchburg 40 and Leominster 31. What a third quarter, Bill Thomas, for this Fitchburg offense.
Absolutely. I don't know what to say other than they just play spectacular. And one thing I will say, Leominster's fortunate that they're only looking at a 9-point deficit leading into the fourth, because that could have very easily ballooned to about 20 the way they were playing, throwing the ball around. And Fitchburg was on a roll there, and Leominster found a way to slow them down there the last couple of minutes, hit a couple of foul shots, chopped that. Was a 14-point lead down to 9 now. It's a manageable lead, but you got to come out hard and fast here to start the fourth quarter.
And they don't have a choice. 9 points, that's 3 threes. You can arrange it however you like it. All you know is there's not one shot that will get you 9 points. So you got to pace yourself one basket at a time.
And one way they can work that, though, is they do have the Red Raiders on 7 fouls. So be aggressive, and, you're going to get to the line no matter where you can pick up a foul. So you got to keep that in the back of your mind. Be aggressive, work on make them work on defense, and maybe you can get some points back at the line.
And you can argue, Bill Thomas, that any trip to the line for Leominster could make all the difference in the final score. You've got to make every opportunity from the line count all the way to the end of this one. Start of the 4th and final quarter, Fitchburg with the basketball and a 9-point lead. Smith will take it half court to our right. It's Graham working on Akachiri, back for Smith. Smith the drive into the double team, lost the handle, and the lights go out here at the gym at Leominster High School. Do not adjust your TV sets. The lights in the building have gone out. Fear not, everybody has a smartphone, and the lights are out. Coach Rusty Frederick has gone to midcourt to corral his players. And the athletic director, Dave Palazzi, will jump back on the lighting. Thankfully, here at the gym at Leominster High School, recently updated to LEDs,
Instant
and
ons.
they didn't have to warm up.
Instant ons. Who had the ball? What was going on?
Teams went to their benches. Leominster now huddled up.
Only a Fitchburg-Leominster game. I think we've seen pretty much everything.
There's something for everybody when these two teams get together. 7:44 to play in the fourth quarter. It's 40-31 after the blackout.
Back to some basketball.
Hey, credit to both sides, by the way. Nobody moved, and just everybody under the age of 30 turned their cell phone lights on. That'll tell you where we are technology-wise as a society. Kevins tried the screen and roll. Adams stepped in the lane. Adams up floor for Akachiri. Cannot finish at the rim. Tipped out of bounds, last touched by Akachiri. Fitchburg basketball. And those are the opportunities that should Coach Rusty Frederick's squad lose, they're going to go back and review this tape over and over and over again. Too many of those missed bunnies.
Yeah, you can look at those 2 points here, 2 points there. Most of them off layups.
Vivamore, good body control to not bury Kavins. Pass found its way down the lane for Zambrana. Won't go. Battle for the rebound. To the floor they go. Held ball the call. Alternate possession favors Leominster. 7:10 to play here in the fourth quarter.
There are a lot of people around there.
Fitchburg +9, and the crowd continues to grow on Kate's side of our broadcast position.
They always find me. They always find me.
Finnegan, 3 from the right corner. Back rim, no. Nevard the rebound. Took the shot as she went to the floor off balance. Got fouled, and Nevard's got 2 coming from the line.
It's a way to hoist it back up there. Got a call. Lay another foul on the Red Raiders. Work them up to that 10 spot.
That's going to be Zambrana's 4th. It's going to be team 8 of the second half for the Red Raiders.
Nevard rattles that one home.
How's the barrier system working down there, Kate?
Barely. I would say barely.
I'll have to bring some fencing next time.
Well, it's amazing that teenagers think that they can fit in spaces for mice. Like, I'm looking at some of them going, you're going to sit where? No, you're not.
The lead is 8. It's Smith. Off screen. Finnegan picks her pocket. Finnegan up floor working with Adams, 2-on-1. The bounce pass. Adams finishes at the rim.
That's why you need Finnegan on the floor. That's what she brings to the game.
And it's a 6-point basketball game. Leominster within 6. 6.5 to play in the fourth quarter. Red Raiders with the response try. Cavan's shot will not go. Leominster the rebound. Finnegan calls for Adams and drops the ball off. Adams was thinking cross court. Now she does, but into the front row.
Yeah, mails it.
Just a bit outside.
Thought Nevard was going to flash or keep moving around. Communication between Adams and Nevard, and Nevard said, I couldn't hear you in front of that Fitchburg cheering section, which only means they'll get louder on the next trip. Shot will not go. McDonald the rebound.
Last 2 trips up, Fitchburg just hoisting up 3-pointers, not the key to winning.
Finnegan down the lane, in and out.
Finnegan,
Allen the
had the
rebound.
moves.
Now Council, up floor on the bounce. The shot for Graham, draws the foul, and the sophomore Graham is going to the line.
That's good things happen when you get the ball inside. Last 2 trips down the court, Fitchburg hoisted up 3-point shots, end up in defensive rebounds for the Blue Devils, and they come down, work it inside, and then that's good things happen.
Nevard picks up her third. It's going to be team fifth the second half for Leominster.
And Graham hits the first. And the lead balloons back to 7.
Your subtraction has been exceptional tonight.
We're in trouble.
On the fly like that?
Graham's second opportunity won't go, and Adams got herself a rebound. Under 6 to play here in the fourth. Tries to do a little too much on the entry pass, deflected again by the Red Raiders, but Fitchburg stands up with the basketball. That's a walk in the ball back to Leominster.
Fortunate right there, double turnover.
Zambrana tries to plead her case that they were on her arm. You still cannot stand up. Unfortunately, the official has to inform her.
Billy talking about turnovers right now. Fitchburg with 14 in the second half. Leominster with 12 in the second half. Not good.
Finnegan, top of the key, Ivana Akachiri. Now Adams coming from the inbound spot. Tries to go baseline. Entry pass problems again for Leominster. Held ball back to Fitchburg. Leominster's going to have to consider a dribble entry here as they have been basically relegated to the 3-point line. They can't find their way inside of that mark. Ball thrown away in the Fitchburg backcourt. Leominster runs it down in the corner. And Coach Rusty Frederick gets Ivana Akachiri out of trouble. She had painted herself into the far left corner of the floor. And the timeout taken with 5:23 to play in the fourth quarter. It's 41-34, Fitchburg on top.
Things getting a little chaotic there, and I think that's a good timeout by Coach Rusty. Calm the kids down a little bit after that turnover. You got to get some points off of this. A lot of missed opportunities for the Blue Devils, especially of the layup type.
5:23 play in quarter 4. Leominster with the bonus. They will shoot on every Fitchburg foul from here to the finish. Possession arrow favors Leominster. Leominster has 3, make it 2 fouls to give before Fitchburg's got themselves foul shots down the stretch. So you almost talked me into math problems there.
Psych. I got you thinking now.
Indeed.
Got you thinking. That's Todd's specialty.
Thinking?
Say hello to Kelly Rooney
math.
out there. Hello to Chad Garner as well, joining us.
Hey, Chad.
Here on RFM. We'll shout you out. Give us a like.
I'm sure he's
Or a comment. The drive to the basket. Adams with the touch and finish. Plus a foul.
Gets one to fall finally. Try to get 3 the old-fashioned way.
Brings Leominster within 5.
And that is going to be Zambrana's 5th, so her night is over. She ends the night with no points, but a force out there defensively for the Red Raiders. Once again, Zambrana out of the game with 5 fouls. It's going to be Fitchburg's 9th in the second half.
That's
Coach Paul DiGeronimo getting his money's worth with the officiating crew about that foul out from Zambrana.
And Leominster will be in the double bonus the rest of the way.
Zambrana, the sophomore, very frustrated as she'll go to the bench, but she's got plenty of more opportunities to come in this rivalry. Adams not able to finish at the line. 5:10 to play in the fourth. The lead is 5.
Ooh, bye-bye.
Ball thrown away. Fitchburg coaching staff thought there was a deflection. No call, and the ball goes back to Leominster.
That one was clean.
Conversation about fouls at the table. I can see Fitchburg coaching staff, assistant coach Brian Baxter, trying to get the number information corrected over at the table. Meanwhile, it's an Adams 3! Cuts the lead to 3.
She's got 12 points on the night.
Up floor, Fitchburg to respond, and Allen lays it home.
And she's got 13 on the night.
End to end we go. 43-39 is Fitchburg's lead. Ivana Akachiri, corner Finnegan, long 2. That one won't go. Long rebound. It was touched by a Red Raider, and they say the ball back to Fitchburg. Beneficiary of both officials not being in great position on this one. It's the problem with the push-pull system in basketball with only 2 officials. Smith finds Council, head fake, foul line.
Needs some help.
Indeed she does. 20 to shoot on the possession. 4:10 to play here in the fourth quarter. It's Cavins. Ball tipped by Adams. Adams behind the back, working closely on Smith. Bounces it to Finnegan. Lays it in. It's a 2-point basketball game. Halfway through the fourth quarter.
Wow. What a play.
And a traveling violation called on Council. Coming back up floor. The ball back to Leominster. Head coach Paul DiGeronimo is irate over on the Fitchburg bench.
What a shift of momentum in the last 2 minutes here.
He wanted a body contact foul that generated the travel, not the way the officials saw it. Cross court, Nivard through the lane, around it down, and we're knotted at 43 with 3.5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter.
The freshman's got 13 points.
And there's a foul coming back up floor on Akachiri. The freshman Isabella Nivard, 13 points, says Kate, with more time to play.
Akachiri is going to pick up her 4th. It's going to be team 6th for the Blue Devils.
Crowd already infringing on the court, and haven't even finished the girls' game yet. It's going to be
By the way,
quite
these side
lively.
tables bounce a whole lot. I can't hit the iPad.
Hey, the camera's bouncing too.
You can feel it
It'll look like
and
an
see
earthquake
it here on RFM.
Can't hit the iPad till the crowd stops bouncing.
And there's a push away from the play.
Foul shots now.
Indeed. That's the 7th foul billed to Leominster. The 3rd billed to McDonald, the sophomore. It will send Smith to the line, shooting 1 plus a bonus opportunity.
McDonald picks up her 3rd, and as you said, team 7th.
We'll say hello to Reagan Rooney out there, who said hello to us out there on social media.
Yeah.
We'll also say hello to Chad Garner, even if he does say Kate's doing a great job per usual. Chad, I can't help but agree.
He's got taste.
Smith gets that one to go, and Fitchburg back on top at 44-43.
Couldn't do it without her, Chad. Makes us sound good, look good.
Brown nosers.
Full-on family production. This one will not go. And Vivamore's got a rebound in the run-out. Leominster's chasing 1, 3:20 to play in the fourth quarter. Here's the drive. Kick back, Adams. Adams settles the action, bounces it. It was kicked by the defense. Council called for it. It's a fresh 30 for Leominster on the shot clock, as that is how the Federation High School rule is written, not like college basketball where they only reset halfway. Adams to Finnegan, push shot on the runner, no go. Cattons the rebound. 3 minutes of play here in the fourth quarter. and Leominster will fall back on defense. Red Raiders sorely need a basket here to stem the tide and open up their lead a little bit more. It's Smith for Cavins in the right corner. Bounce pass. Works its way back up top to Graham. Graham called for the walk. High stepping her way to the basket. Tried to step over a foot. There might have been a slip, and then Graham walked with it.
Oh, what's the buzzer? What we got
The ball
going
was
on
put
here?
in bounds. There was no call for a substitution. Inadvertent horn, so the substitute not allowed, and the inbound will begin. Leominster with the basketball. Faith Akachiri will wait at the table. 2:20 to play in the fourth quarter. And there's a foul call. It is offensive. And the ball back to the Red Raiders for the move and screen.
Wow, I thought there was a push off there.
That's going to be McDonald's fourth. It's going to be the team eighth for the Blue Devils in the second half.
And Coach Paul DiGirolamo calls timeout. He wants to settle down the action out on the floor. 2:21 to play in the fourth quarter. 44-43, Fitchburg's lead.
Pretty much what we expected. 2 minutes left. We got a 2-minute, 21 second game here, and I wouldn't expect anything less when these two schools get together.
And the crowd continues to file in.
Still filing in.
Heavy police presence on hand here at the gym at Leominster
That's an
High School as well.
understatement.
At least 5 members of Leominster Police Department detailed to the facility tonight. We appreciate their hard work and efforts. It'll be a busy night.
Wondering what each of the wards looks like tonight.
2:21 to play here in the fourth quarter. Fitchburg's lead is 1.
Hey, you can expect to pay a little overtime when these two schools get together for a sporting event.
No question about that. Fitchburg with the 1-point lead, 2:21 to play. Both teams shoot the rest of the way. Each team with a foul to give before you get into the double bonus opportunity. On the reset, a held ball would go to Leominster.
I just want everybody to know they need to make good choices tonight.
Absolutely.
Everybody in the stands, just make good choices.
Especially if they're anywhere nearby us. Remember, we represent Switzerland here at RFM.
Make good choices.
As we are in the midst of both cheering sections, direct dead center at midcourt. The defense chant comes from the Blue Devils with the Red Raiders shooting half court to the right. Graham looks over the top, looking for Cavins. Ball out of bounds. It was deflected. Fitchburg will keep the basketball. 2:03 to play in the fourth.
I like to think of it more as the demilitarized zone, with that, that fine line between two warring countries.
Indeed
Things
we
happen
are.
in the DMZ, Billy.
Smith with the 3 from straight away. And the lead is 4 with 1:50 to play in the fourth quarter.
Smith has 13 points on the night.
And what a second half she has had. Vivamore, look for Akachiri down the lane. She missed everything, but she got her own rebound on the baseline. Sets up Adams a 3. She front rimmed it. Adams ran down her own rebound. Finnegan, the running push shot, bounces out as well. 5th opportunity on the possession. It's another miss for Akachiri, and Council the rebound for the Red Raiders with a $1:20 to play here in the fourth quarter.
Can't ask for anything more than that. All kinds of opportunities.
Evans, now back for Smith. Tipped basketball. Adams dives to the floor, and a foul called as Leominster scrambles back into the play, much to the delight of the Red Raider crowd on hand. 1:06 to play in the fourth quarter. A 47-43 Red Raider lead.
Nevar picks up her 4th. It's team in 9th for the Blue Devils.
The bonus action both ways from here on out.
We'll say hello to former Fitchburg Athletic Director Ray Cosenza checking in with us here on
From the
RFM
comfort of
this
his own
evening.
home this year.
Absolutely. It's a nice warm place to be. Held ball the call. Alternate possession favors Leominster.
20 turnovers in the second half alone for Fitchburg. Leominster right now with 14 in the second half.
Down to the final minute of regulation in his first of 2. Nevar for Vivamore.
Oh boy.
Cross court skip. Finnegan a 3. She responds! A 1-point basketball game. And Coach Rusty Frederick spends the timeout with 43 and 2/10 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. It's a one-point basketball game. What court vision, an ill-advised cross-court find, and Finnegan buries the three-pointer on the left side.
And who sent the ball across what?
I believe it was Neva.
I think it was. I didn't even know there was a player over here because she was out of my line of vision in the camera. I'm like, where's that ball going in the third row? Who's over there?
Right to Finnegan, and Finnegan stroked it.
Threw her a strike, and she bombs away.
47-46, Fitchburg's lead.
That's high risk, high reward, Bill Thomas.
Indeed. 9 fouls aside.
And this is just the girls' game.
First of two coming here at the gym at Leominster High School.
No guts, no glory? Is that the way you want to put it?
47-46. 3 fouls, make it 4 fouls, Kate, for what they're showing the board on Nevard, I believe.
Yeah.
4 fouls on Nevard, 4 fouls on Faith Akachiri, 4 fouls on McDonald, 3 on Finnegan, 1 on Adams. That's on the Leominster side of the ball. Zampana fouls out for Fitchburg. Smith with 3 and Council with 4, respectively, for the Red Raiders. You doing okay?
I almost got trampled by a freshman, I think, coming out of they came out of like the 12th
Box
row.
out, buddy,
They were in the
box out.
balcony and almost stepped on me.
You gotta get tougher than that.
Adams tried the strip, but she reached across Allen's body. And the ball will remain with Fitchburg. 42 seconds flat to play here in the fourth quarter. Fitchburg nursing a 1-point lead here in game 1 of our doubleheader.
That's going to be Grace Adams second. That's going to be team limit for the Blue Devils.
Double bonus.
2 foul shot opportunity here for Allen at the line. Can put this game out of reach.
Allen 1 of 3 from the line tonight.
That one will not go.
She's got a total of 13 points thus far.
Alternate possession arrow favors Fitchburg on a tie-up. Allen too strong, but the rebound for Smith. Spun off a crowd, couldn't get it to go. Akachiri the rebound. She got fouled by Smith in the scramble.
Wow, what a turn of events.
And that will be the 10th foul billed against the Red Raiders. 2-shot opportunity for Faith Akachiri at the line.
Smith now picks up her 4th. It's going to be team limit for the Red Raiders in the second half.
We talked about it at the start of the second half, Bill Thomas. Foul shots could make all difference. Could Leominster make use of those opportunities? None bigger than they've had all night right now. The first one goes and electrifies the Leominster crowd. 47-all with 37 and 1/10 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. And Akachiri with a second one at the line. And that one will go as well. And Leominster regains the lead for the first time since the second quarter. Adams with the reach in on Smith. Now Allen swatted away by Akachiri. Battle to the floor. Loose ball. It's held. It's Fitchburg basketball.
Wow.
What an end-to-end game we have been treated to here.
Going to be a reshot. It's going to be it. Could go for the last shot.
Shot clock off.
Should be off.
Potentially here. Shot for 3. Cavins buries it. A heartbreaker with 22 seconds to play. Shot clock is off. Leominster basketball. It's Adams for Finnegan. Half court to our left. Finnegan the drive. She got fouled. Finnegan will have 2 from the line. 50-48 is Fitchburg's lead. 2-shot opportunity for Finnegan. She can tie the basketball game. 11 and 8/10 seconds to play here in the fourth quarter. Wow, what a basketball game here in game number 1.
Well, we're getting our money's worth, that's for sure.
Indeed, I couldn't be more delighted for both programs. And Coach Paul DiGeronimo wants Finnegan to think about it. He wants a timeout.
Wow.
He will spend a timeout. 11 and 8/10 seconds to play here in the fourth quarter. Fitchburg the 50-48 lead. Double bonus for both teams the rest of the way. Alternate possession favors Leominster. So happy to have all of you with us, joining us across the Twin Cities tonight on Leominster Rights Unite. Leominster, that's my hometown, and discussing Fitchburg now. Thank you all for being out there and being a part of it with us on Facebook Live.
Crowd
If this is
control.
just the appetizer, what did the entree look like?
Crowd control is at its highest right now. We haven't even finished the first game. And we knew this was going to happen, though.
Indeed we did. Both teams sorely needed it. This win matters. Leominster has 6 games after tonight. They need 5 wins to qualify for the playoffs. A win tonight would go a long way to alleviating a little pressure.
Sure would. There's a lot of pressure right now at 11.8 seconds.
Meanwhile, the Red Raiders badly want to play spoiler here. Finnegan at the line. Can't get that one to go. So Finnegan can make it a 1-point game. Is this a miss and then make opportunity if Leominster gets another chance?
Make him play defense.
She can't get that one to go. The rebound. Akachiri shot up. It won't go. The rebound dribbled out of trouble by Smith. Adams will give the foul. 2 shots coming up for Leva Smith at the line the other end.
Chaos and pandemonium all at once here. Final 8 seconds.
At the line, it's Smith. Cannot get the first one to go. That could have made it a 3-point basketball game.
Would have made it a 2-possession.
One more chance.
She could have made it a 2-possession game if she had hit both of these.
Indeed.
So Leominster's still got a breath of air.
8 and 3/10 seconds
got a
to play
pulse.
here in quarter 4. Smith can't get that one to go. Vivmore the rebound. Up floor, Finnegan. Finnegan across half court. 3 seconds, now 2 seconds. Adams, Akachiri. Leominster won't get a shot up. Fitchburg is a winner.
Wow.
Fitchburg is a winner tonight. 50-48 in game 1 of our doubleheader. Wow, great defense by the Red Raiders. They come into the gym at Leominster High School and they run away with this one. Celebration on the floor for the Lady Red Raiders.
Couldn't be happier for the Fitchburg Red Raiders. They played well, outplayed Leominster down the stretch, pulled it out, and well fought, hard fought, well-deserved win for the Lady Red Raiders.
The Red Raiders will improve to 4-10 overall. They remain 1-5 in Midwatch B. They are a division down in basketball. Leominster's overall record falls to 5-8. They remain 2-4 in Midwatch A. First game of our doubleheader is in the books from the gym at Leominster High School. It's Fitchburg 50 and Leominster 48, our final score. We're going to take a quick break. We'll step aside, we'll come back, we'll recap the stats on this one. Then we're going to break again. We will have a second stream come up. You'll all rejoin us for game 2 of our doubleheader right here from the gym at Leominster High School. More to come. This is RFM. For those of you joining us here on RFM, again, the final score, Fitchburg 50 and Leominster 48 in Game 1 of our doubleheader. Kate's got post-game stats coming up. We're shifting personnel all over here at our courtside broadcast position. Bear with us here at the gym at Leominster High School. We're going to have those final stats coming up from game number 1, and then we will start a new stream for game number 2. You bear with us here on RFM. More basketball to come. Kate back with us in moments here on RFM. Back to our courtside broadcast position here on RFM. Again, people getting shifted all about here. Again, that final score, 50-48. Fitchburg over Leominster in this basketball game. What a battle it was. We are going to have your post-game stats. You can see in the corner of your screen, Kate is crunching those numbers as we are still having the crowd continue to shift around here at the gym at Leominster High School. It's been a busy night, to say the least, inside the wooden gym. Fitchburg with the 50-48 victory in game number 1 of our doubleheader. Boys action will follow coming up on a separate stream here on Facebook Live. So stay with us for that. Kate, you got your post-game stats? All right, Kate's got her post-game stats. Let's recap stats from game number 1, a 50-48 Fitchburg win tonight.
All right, let's start with team totals first for the Blue Devils. 43 rebounds, 7 steals, 35 turnovers was a big problem area for the Blue Devils. Individual notable statistics, Finnegan ends the night with 10, Grace Adams with 12, Faith Akachiri ends the night with 10, the freshman Nevard with 13, and Viva More ends the night with 3. As a team, they shot 5 of 13 from the line. That's 38%. Now let's take a look at the Fitchburg Red Raiders side of the ball. Team's totals first. 28 rebounds for the Lady Red Raiders, 5 steals, 33 turnovers. They shot 8 of 18 from the line. That's 44%. If we take a look at individual notable statistics for the Red Raiders, Graham ends the night with 5 points. Smith ends the night with 13. Council ends the night with 5. Cabbins ends the night with 12, and Allen ends the night with 13. Yes, that's right. 3 different Red Raiders in double digits in the scoring column for the Red Raiders. Leominster also has 4 athletes in double digits, but just can't get it done. They fall just short to the Red Raiders. 50-48 is your total in the girls' game, Todd.
And what a first game it has been. 50-48, Fitchburg a winner tonight in game 1, again improving their record to 4-10 overall. Leominster falls to 5-8. Both teams, of course, for Fitchburg, they're looking to play spoiler. For Leominster, they've got the long road. They need 5 wins in their remaining 6 games, Kate, in order to get themselves into the playoffs.
It's going to be a tough ask, but not impossible. Hey, I always wanted to know what it felt like to be a cheerleader. Oh, my gosh.
How's the song
crazy.
go? I've always wanted to be a teenager or something like that. And the crowd continues to grow. Or the fun continues to grow here at the gym at Leominster High School. We've got so much more fun and coverage coming for you inside the gym here at Leominster High School. Todd Robbins, Kate Robbins, Bill Thomas is with us. We're going to take a quick timeout. We're going to reset the stream here at the gym at Leominster High School. Boys basketball stream coming up. It will appear right above, okay, the stream here as we continue and are completely under duress. But I promise the game will continue. More broadcasts to come here on RFM. I love this rivalry.